Well, one thing you don't want to buy in April is gas, which is why even skeptics are giving electric vehicles a second look. But there are still a lot of misconceptions out there. So Hattie D. Jamal looks at facts and myths about EVs.
It's no secret automakers are plugging in to the world of electric vehicles.
If you really look at the history of electric vehicles, they arrived long before this actual moment.
EVpassport.com President Hooman Shahidi says, despite the buzz around electric vehicles, some may still have their wires crossed when it comes to the facts. So we're debunking common EV myths. Starting with, EVs have the same range. Electric vehicle range may have been limited in the past, but advancements are quickly moving it into the future.
There are vehicles out there with 100 miles of range. There are vehicles out there with over 300, or even Lucid with over 500 miles of range.
Whether you're strictly an inner city driver or an avid road tripper,
it's imperative that we understand what the vehicle that we're driving is used for.
Hooman says if you're considering an electric vehicle, it's important to know your options. Bringing us to our next myth, EV model options are limited.
The variety of electric vehicles that are out there are quite abundant.
More mileage range isn't the only evolution to the electric vehicle industry. Now you have more electric vehicles to choose from.
In fact, there's over 100 models set to debut by 2024, from Mercedes to Toyota to Ford to GM and many others.
As the EV industry continues to grow, well-known automakers are not shying away from their own creative designs.
They come in all shapes and sizes. And what's really critical is that people realize that cars are shifting.
When it comes to battery-powered vehicles, car companies are leading the charge by connecting EV drivers to their charging networks,
making it easier for everybody to be able to see where their charging stations are.
Back in the day, cars you plugged in were usually toys, and Hooman says they still kinda are. Wrapping us up with our last myth, EVs have limited power.
I'm a car guy, but let me tell you something, the amount of torque in these electric vehicles, they're unbelievable.
Once upon a time, bigger engines meant more get up and go. But now,
there's so much power behind these cars. You might not hear the engine roar, but you will definitely feel it.
The EV world is ever changing, and Hooman says the auto industry sees
a lot of value in electric vehicles, not just from a fun factor, from a sustainability and economic factor as well.
Plugging you into the facts of electric vehicles.